Like ain't enabled, but it's calling my name, so you know I have to do this. Said I'm the best, so sit back and watch me prove it. Watch me prove it.
Now the camera's recording. I've turned on the mic. I've turned on the lights, cameras, and actions. Alright, but no. I'm actually interested.
Okay.
So we finna chop it up. I hope I'm still in the shot. I hope everyone can see me all right. Anyway, how you doing, guys?
Hello.
It's your host, Royal TMG, and I'm back at it again with another episode of the Face Your Books show or podcast. I think it's Face Your Books podcast.
Yep.
On socials. Get your friends to watch it. But today we have a special guest. This has been long overdue, by the way, guys. But I'm so happy to have my special friend here on cam with me, on the mics with me. We're gonna discuss some topics and see what's really going on. Yo, so with no further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Alison.
Hello, guys. Hello. It's good to be here.
Yeah. How you feeling?
I'm feeling like this is a long overdue, but I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
Definitely.
So, I guess to get started.
Yes.
Who is Alison?
Interesting question. So me. Okay, so I'm Alison. I'm a student actually at the moment. I study same uni as Royal. I study English language and literature at the Uni of Sheffield. Technically, I'm in my third year.
Oh my!
We'll always have this debate.
No, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Yes. Okay, I can explain then. So technically, I'm in my third year, but I changed my course, so I'm back in second, if that makes sense. So back a year. But it was a really honestly, I'm so glad I did it. So I joined uni in 2020. When it was
doing plugs right now. I just gotta say. People them. See how I'm stretching to get in my own frame. Basically, if you want to get men's accessories, I want you guys to go to trendhim.co.uk and use my link Royal15 at checkout for 15% off. You get watches. I don't know if you can see it. In fact, I'm gonna come and do a close up for you guys. Watches, bracelet, rings with personalization because I got Jeremiah 2911 inscribed on the inside, and I'm wearing blue light glasses right now, guys. Blue light glasses that also have clip-on sunglasses.
I had uni during the lockdown, the pandemic. It was very different. Expectation did not match reality. I said, what have I signed up to?
Wait, when you say expectation did not match reality, what do you mean exactly? What social life?
Everything
because I heard you guys were still running rampant.
Me personally, I was keeping to myself because so when I say expectation didn't meet reality, what I mean is that when I was coming to uni, I didn't really have this is how it's going to be. I just had a vague idea based on what other people have shared, this is how uni is. So I came, first of all, it was very different. I think the accommodation that I stayed in for my first year, it wasn't modern. It was a converted manor house type thing. So already I felt
Edgar Vale
crew.
Oh.
So already I felt like I was in one village. I said, okay, this is different, but it's okay. We'll make it work. It was shared a calm, which was it was okay. But I think the thing that made it very wow was the fact that it was a full blown lockdown. Uni, I didn't expect this. I never experienced it. I said, wow, we were basically just living so it was a flat of 10, shared a comm, so shared bathroom, shared everything, shared kitchen. And it was as if I was literally introduced a whole new family of strangers who I was living with for a year. So it was just wow, I didn't expect even you couldn't even go outside unless you were gonna go for a run, food shop. You had to do it online. There were so many things. I was oh my word.
You had to do food shop online.
Yeah, we had to do group orders, stuff like that. And I was thinking, wow, okay. And I guess things kept changing. And for me, I'm okay with change. I can adjust. But I wouldn't say I enjoy it. When I hear, this is something, you wake up, the news says one thing, I was thinking, this is not what I expected from uni. I wouldn't say it was bad. I think I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about life in general through that year. But it definitely was a bit of a shock, and I was just kind of I didn't know what I expected, but it wasn't this. So yeah. But anyway, in terms of how like I changed my course and why I changed my course. So I was actually studying law in my first year. The way when I say this, everyone's like, yeah, you look like a law student. I'm like, okay.
What does a law student look
I
like?
know, like I don't even know.
Because I don't think you look like a law student.
Really? What student? What would you say I study?
You look like you work at co-op. Nah, I'm sorry.
Violations. Wow, is that what we're doing here?
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I feel like I just had to get one in early.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's more coming back for you. So
I know.
But
Yeah,
no.
you do look like a law student. Or
Really?
something.
Yeah. A lot of people say this.
Or just an arts student.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I just say like the arts, like when I say
humanities, like
humanities, or like I guess English. Like,
is it really?
it's
Okay.
aesthetic.
Yeah.
You have a tote bag.
I actually do.
Yeah, exactly. I feel
finished.
like every English student has a tote bag.
Oh,
that they
listen,
take
I
to
hear
uni.
this all the time. It's just practical because if you're carrying one carrier bag, it just rips, tote bag, fabric. Anyway, it makes sense. But yeah, I changed from law to English. I feel like the decision was more based off of like how the year had gone, even thinking about like what I wanted to go into, because I like creative. Like I'm quite a creative person. I like to do, I don't know, I feel like when my heart is in something, then the result is better. So, and I felt like with law, even though it's still something that interests me, it's not like I'm never going to go back into it, because I'm even potentially considering doing like a 1 year like conversion course after like undergrad. But it's the thing where I was just thinking like after that year, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to lie, that didn't quite meet the expectation I had for law. And I know sometimes it's not like the best to like fully rely on how you feel, because your feelings change. But like if you've got like a goal, you can kind of work towards it no matter how you feel. But I guess with law, I didn't necessarily have an end goal of like, oh, I want to be a solicitor, barrister, because I think a lot of law students, they know what the end goal is.
Wait, so what's changed for you now that makes you think like that's a possibility, like doing the 1 year conversion course?
I feel like it's just that I'm more of an open book. So I feel like I have that as an option.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I know that within myself, like I'm quite creative, and I know that when there's passion involved in what I'm doing, the result is just 10 times better. Yeah. And so I'm even considering now like production management, just something that's more suited to like my interests. Because I'm very interested in just the creative arts in general. So I'm doing English, which is like very broad and can allow for like those different avenues to open up. Literally, like it's so broad. I could go back into law. I could go into production.
With law, don't you still have to do like do you have to do like a training contract or something after? So it's like even if you do that conversion course, you're not like a lawyer straight away, are you?
No, so it literally.
I swear out of law school, that's the case, isn't it?
So that's the thing with law. You have to. That's why you kind of have to know before you start. You have to know where you're trying to go, because like you can do the 1 year like conversion, and then you've like qualified as like you have a law degree to your name. But then after that, whether you do a 1 year conversion or the 3 years or the 4 years, if you're doing a year abroad, you have to then like, if you want to become a solicitor, there's the SQE, which is like an exam that you do in order to like qualify as a solicitor. If you want to go down the bar route, that's a whole thing. I didn't even look into that because that's not what I'm interested in. So like, yeah, it's just like, and in total, it used to be like 6 years of like studying and then you qualify for a solicitor. But now with this new SQE thing, I think they've shortened it. So it's like you just do an exam and then that can like fast track you type thing. Yeah. But me, I'm not going to lie, I'm not really looking in that direction at the moment. So it's just an open door.
So production management, what for like films?
Yeah, like film and TV. It's just like something that I realised I'm actually like, I find it so intriguing. Like,
yeah,
I think
and
working,
you make good videos.
What do you mean?
Your English project from last
that's
semester,
true, actually. That's true. So yeah, we had like a project and I did, basically the module was contemporary drama and performance. I'm not an actor. I can't lie, I'm not an actor at all, but it was a very, very like broad, like what's it called? Like brief or specification that we were given. So like basically, long story short, I made like a little film. It was a conceptual film about colonialism, and it was so interesting, and Royal helped me out with it. A few of my other friends helped me out. It was so lit, and yeah, I did really well. So yeah, I realized I was like, oh, this is interesting to me. So,
I didn't put actor in my bio for no reason, man.
Oh. Lol. You actually trying to go into that, by the way?
To be honest, yeah, if I got the opportunity, I would do it.
Oh, really?
Because I just think it's so fun. Like it just seems like, and then sometimes I remember at home I used to like just do improv with my mum. Like I'll just walk around the house. Like this was in year 13. Obviously lockdown. I was mad bored. I just walk around the house, start pretending to be different characters.
Really? Okay.
American accent was on lock.
Nah, not the one that you've been doing, please.
Nah, stop it. Stop. Yeah.
Please.
Stop hating, man. Stop hating.
Oh no, please.
Yo,
It's
Alison,
okay.
I'm gonna be so for real, right?
Actually, okay.
No, I'm gonna be so for real, right? You know, when you get to a certain stage in life, you just need to understand that you're not that guy. You're not him. Like,
I'm so sorry,
no,
but
honestly, it's definitely me. I'm that guy.
right, no worries. I think we need to polish it up a bit more before you enter that realm.
Okay,
Yeah.
spit and shine, spit and shine.
But yeah, no. But no, I feel like I can definitely see. You
I used to
being
watch like the
actor, though.
dumping ground and that. And
Oh,
like,
is it?
I used
Okay.
to just I was like, yo, I can act on the dumping ground. Like,
Oh wow, you said
you see Bailey. Like, do you remember Bailey? Did you watch Dumping Ground?
I've watched it, but I don't really remember it like that, to be honest.
Or
with
4
you.
O'Clock Club?
Yeah.
I used to want to be Josh Carter so bad. Like, I thought he was so cool.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like, I was just be like, man, if I could get a role on 4 O'Clock Club, bro. Watch me how I don't have my tie done up properly.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
one of the Air Forces. I'm just there like, yo, hey, it's just me again. And
Wow, you even practice. Wow.
Oh man, what a show! What a show!
Yeah.
What a show!
But yeah.
Any childhood favorite shows?
Oh, that's a question, you know.
I feel like
That's a
you
question.
weren't ready for that one.
What? No, I wasn't. I can't lie to you. Hey, okay.
Because last week I asked Adam about his favorite movie. I said mine was The Dark Knight. But like, I guess this week is a TV show thing. But yeah,
Childhood. I watched a lot of cartoons, like a lot of, because I feel like
you look like an Oggy and the Cockroaches.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
first and foremost, I don't even know what that is. So
Never mind.
Never mind. But I really liked. I think I was very much cartoons. Honestly, like Phineas and Ferb.
To be fair, yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta say,
That was me. Like I feel like What was it? Cartoon Network.
yeah.
Yeah, that was me. I can't lie. That was me.
Codename Kids Next Door. Slept on.
What?
Slept on.
You're naming all the ones that no one knows. Like,
Nah. The real ones know the ones I'm talking about.
Okay.
What
okay.
about Bakugan? Nah.
Wow,
Nah.
you're actually naming some ancient.
Nah, I used to scour the Sky Channel
Oh.
airwaves. Like,
Okay,
I know,
so you have them all on lock.
I know the shows, man. I know the shows. But if we're talking like, I guess bait.
Bates. Yeah, I think I
I
watched the bait
think
ones.
Wizards of Waverly Place would
Okay.
probably be up there for me.
Yeah, I didn't really watch that one like that. You know,
Maybe Jesse as well.
Jesse. No, Jesse was up there definitely.
Yeah, I said those top 2 like.
Ant Farm. No, Ant Farm was. Then they removed it off. Disney.
Ant Farm wasn't that good.
Really?
It wasn't that
No,
good.
for me, I saw like the representation, and I was like,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So they have a black character. Cool.
Yeah.
But
oh
like,
wow, you're really supporting your team.
no, but I'm just saying, like, as a show in general, it wasn't the best. If we're
think-
talking about black shows that are really putting on,
Yeah.
that's so Raven.
Oh, wow.
I had to cheer for myself
Period. Okay.
because that show,
It definitely ate. It did what it needed to do.
that was one of the best shows.
Yeah.
And even the spin-off, I feel like Corey in the House was a good spin-off as well.
Yeah.
Even though it only lasted like 1 or 2 seasons.
I know. I feel like when you go back and watch them now, though, like it's like nostalgia. But I also think, wait,
Is this what we were
it's-
so
yeah,
gassed about?
literally, yeah. Definitely.
I don't know what it was at the time, but hey, I guess it's just a childhood thing.
Oh no, definitely. It brought a lot of joy. I can't lie, because when I came back from school, the way I'd be so excited to just come and watch, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had mental alarms for these
No,
shows.
honestly.
Because back to like, yeah, you put the reminder and stuff, but like,
not the Sky Reminder.
but you know,
wow.
like when school finishes at 3, you know, the show starts at 4. So you know that means you
It's
got
for
an
you
hour,
to-
you
yeah.
got an hour to get home
No,
and turn on the
literally.
TV before you miss it. Because
Yeah.
what's record?
Record and the thing deletes before you can even watch it.
Nah, see, things like this make me feel so old. Like you know, like for example, interactive whiteboards. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. What,
I
at
rem-
school?
I remember. Like, I think the first time we got one was when I was in year 1 or something. I think
Yeah.
it was 2007. I was 5 years old.
Wow, okay.
Bro, I thought that was like the sickest thing ever. I thought like this is groundbreaking technology.
Wow.
Like,
Was that when you were in the UK? Or
no, that was
Ireland?
Ireland,
Okay.
yeah. So I was just like, I think I was seeing them in school like now, and I'm just like, it's
Is
crazy
this
to
what I was
think. Yeah, like this
Yeah.
to me was just like new tech.
Mm.
And the thing is, they probably had it time before as well.
Yeah, probably.
It took ages to even come to Ireland. But yeah.
Probably actually, because we had it, like we had been having that. Yeah, and obviously I'm older than
What
you.
it-
so-
Yeah, by like one school year.
Okay.
And by like what?
No,
4
let's
months.
not even do this.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so okay. What do you mean you've been having it?
No, so like
Because
when-
I said I saw it in year 1. So are you telling me you saw it when you weren't even in school yet?
No. When I was
Right.
in reception, they had that, and you obviously must have been in like nursery. Do you know what I mean?
Nursery and reception is the same thing. man.
No, nursery is like the pre-reception. Actually, depends because you went to school in Ireland.
Nursery is like childminders, man.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas reception, it's like you started your classes, like you're getting into the flow of things. You know.
Oh.
I mean, is it the same in Ireland or?
I don't know. I can't remember how it goes. So we got junior infants, senior infants, first class, all the way to 6th
That's
class.
not making a lot of sense to me.
So I think junior infants is like year 1.
Okay.
Then I think senior infants like year 2.
Mm,
Actually, no,
Wait, no,
nah, that's not right. I think junior infants.
it's like
is-
reception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was in reception then.
Yeah. Wait.
I was in reception, not year 1.
Oh, that's confusing. What? So when I was in reception, you were in nursery.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm saying when I saw it first in 2007,
Oh.
I was in reception.
Got you.
That's what I'm saying. So this we've been having it.
Right.
For all you know,
I know. The way I
that-
said it.
for all you know,
That's
yeah,
good.
it was only like maybe
Oh,
it
yeah,
could have been
like-
that year they introduced it.
No,
You're
literally.
talking like, man,
No,
I've
but
been
I
in the
feel like
game
they've
10
been
years.
having- I feel like they've been around. Like it's just we were
Yeah,
young. you
now
know?
they've been around
Yeah, now I can say that because obviously we've lived through it.
15 years
Yeah, yeah,
plus
yeah,
in the
yeah.
game, man. They're killing it.
Mm.
But then also like what other new tech I'm trying to think. It's just like wow. But like yeah, just in general, these things they make me feel so old. Like when I think about like the progression, I'm like, damn, was that really 15 plus years ago?
I feel like I always remember my first phone. Oh my word. It was like a Nokia brick. And I
Oh.
said, yeah, what do you mean? Oh, was yours touchscreen?
No. I had
Okay.
a flip, man.
Oh, is
I had a
it?
Samsung flip.
Okay, that was more advanced.
I can't lie. That was like an iPhone back. Like, bro, people
Are you
didn't.
sure?
People didn't even have.
Blackberries with
No,
the
I'm talking
iPhone.
about amongst my age group.
Oh,
like,
okay,
people
okay.
didn't even have phones, bro. Then here comes me with my Samsung flip. Yo, come on, man.
Storming the
Respect me.
roads,
I'll
okay.
just flick it up, flick it out. I had games on my phone. If I'm
Wow.
bored, I'll just start playing games. Who else could do
Wow.
that? Yeah, I
Too
could take.
cool.
I could take pictures, and I could even.
You could
down-
take pictures.
Yeah, on that phone,
Okay.
and I could even download download music.
Oh,
But
but you had to plug. I know for a fact.
Nah.
Was it download like that?
actually, nah, I'm pretty sure I had
You
to plug
definitely
something
had to
in.
plug it in. I remember.
I feel like I did. I can't remember exactly how it used to happen. I just know that I can only like download 3 songs at a time.
Oh wow, why?
Yeah, I think because the storage was like so
Oh,
low.
okay.
So like when a new banger came out that I wanted on my
Yeah.
phone, I used to have to like delete one.
To then get the wow, you were living the life.
Now that's funny now, but like at the time, hey, bro, I was flexing.
For
I was
real.
flexing. But just to touch on, I guess more about education.
Mm-hmm.
I was scrolling through some Instagram stories and someone posed an interesting question in terms of how, and it's kind of a long debate in terms of people have said this before that people don't learn life skills like such as I don't know cooking or money management and time management and stuff like this at primary and secondary school.
Yeah.
And then someone posed the question basically, what is the primary purpose of education? So I was intrigued to like hear what your thoughts on that were and like what you thought.
That's a very interesting question, I
Yeah.
think. So my history teacher actually, when I was in year 11, he said that like the purpose of like primary education, even secondary education, is to like basically train you and teach you how to learn. So it's not even about like the content that you're learning, but it's actually teaching you the art of learning. And I was like, okay, I found that really interesting because I'd never really thought about it like that before. So even like, I don't know, but I don't know like if I was fully agreeing with what he said, but I know
Okay.
that I just found it interesting that he was telling us that our GCSE is like, okay, yeah, they're important, but actually all it's doing is like teaching you how to learn. And I was like, because technically it's kind of true. Because when you're revising, like the content's important, but like you mentioned, you don't necessarily apply it in every single day life, not everything. So I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense actually. Like at that stage, when you're learning, you're learning how to learn. And then that then helps you as you progress. And then when you go to sixth form, uni, like obviously you've kind of taken your own course and you're like working towards your own career. So actually those like patterns and habits that you developed in like that period of time during GCSE when you're revising, like it helps you like for that. And I was like, oh, that's actually very interesting. It makes a lot of sense. So I think I kind of agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, so basically it's not so much focused on like a specific skill in terms of, well, I guess learning is a skill, but like, you know what I mean? Like a traditional skill is more so the skill of learning. And I think that's interesting because if that is the primary purpose of education,
I think at that stage.
Well, at that stage. I think at that stage. So if that's the primary purpose, then I think no one can really complain that education doesn't fulfill its purpose because you can apply the skills of learning things to all of these things. Like when they say, oh, people don't have good money management skills. Well, you could learn to have good money management skills, for example. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting to hear that side of it. I think from my perspective, I wasn't really too sure. I just thought, I guess in a similar vein, I just thought like the education is just there to equip students for their futures. I know like they give you a lot of extra subjects that you might not need to know about in that time, but it's to kind of how do I say it? Like make someone more cultured, like in terms of as a person. Like imagine if you literally only know about like one subject, and I know people are specialists at certain subjects, but that doesn't mean they don't have any like understanding of other concepts and how that might affect the field that they're actually in, because everything in this world is interdependent anyway. So I lost my point right there. Like I was rapping and then like
spitting and then it went.
No. Okay. Cool. So I was saying everything is interdependent. And from that point of view, like I feel like everyone still needs to know like something about everything. Like everyone needs that, because at GCSE level, for example, like it's not that deep, any of the knowledge that you're picking up from all of these subjects. It's just kind of a base level understanding. Like I'm sure the English that you're doing now, compare that to it's difficult compared to English GCSE.
I think it definitely laid the foundation, but it's not the same.
But it's definitely next level. I can imagine English getting any harder after that. Like when they said, I was like, what?
No, it's pretty long. But
so like I think it's just kind of that general knowledge and just to make us more cultured as people, because I guess that improves society if we all just did one subject. Like
it's true. Actually, I might butcher this, but I actually was listening to a podcast once. It was like The Economist. It was by accident, but it just came up and I listened to it, and they were talking about how actually like people. So it was about, I think it was about like the environment and like climate change and all of that. It was just like a hot topic at the moment. And basically like they mentioned that there was like some farmers actually who they just didn't believe in climate change, and like they were being told to like sell their cattle because actually this will improve the status of they'll get money to then be able to provide for everything they need to provide for, but then it will also even improve the like environment, things like this. But because they hadn't like received the education about climate change, they didn't believe in it. Like they were like, it's not real, like we're not selling our cattle. So, and I think the man was basically trying to say like, actually without education, like there's ignorance, and actually it's more damaging than it seems, because actually their own livelihoods like were being reduced because they didn't have the education about climate change, didn't believe in it. So it made me think like, actually education, it's there for more than just like, like we need to fill our minds with knowledge. It's actually so that we can like live in a more practical way, and in such a way that you can actually like preserve life, basically better your life in general with that knowledge. So I found that quite interesting.
No, I agree. I think that's interesting. And I think in terms of like what people are wanting to be included in the curriculum or the syllabus, in terms of what like money management and cooking skills, those are the two main ones that I hear.
Skills.
Like to be fair, they do GCSE food.
Funny.
But like I feel like people kind of want the schools to almost do everything for them, because I feel like these skills are things like pretty much everyone else acquires through like just the experience and like experience and gaining maturity. It's not a thing like someone can't give you a textbook guide on do this.
It's not
And
everything.
even if they did do that, would these people that are in these classes be able to do it?
Interesting.
Or would they just be wasting more government resources?
Because if you think, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I think resources are what we need to think about here. Like, as much as it would be good to have like access to like a whole range of life skills, and to be fair, they have this one like subject. I think they call it learning. Well, we had it. It's called Learning for Life, and it was in the. I don't know if everyone had it in their school, but we had it.
No, I think we had some. Well, wait,
Or like
explain what it is.
like whatever they call
I think we had DBT.
Oh, okay. There's too many abbreviations for the same thing.
We had DBT. It was called Denby Brain Training because I went to Denby.
Okay.
So like they called it Denby Brain Training. Right. Like that game. Remember that game on the DS?
Which game?
Never mind.
Okay.
Man, I was too active as a kid. But yeah, like that's what they called it. And then I think in year 9 they changed it to citizenship.
Oh yeah. That I've heard of, but we didn't really call it. Well, I think we did, but yeah, it was like Learning for Life, citizenship, similar thing. I think that's the purpose of that was to do all of these like life skill things.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, for me personally, I don't know, it was like useful to a certain extent, but I don't think it was like mind-breakingly like anything. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like it was such a waste of time. Like it was stuff like, the thing is, it's stuff I could research in 10 minutes, but like it, like the class obviously is like an hour a week, so
like an hour kind of felt like a bit of a, and it was even like during GCSE like time.
Yeah. Oh, so, that's when you guys did yours.
Yeah, like year 10, 11, which I think it was in preparation, obviously, as we were like maturing. But I didn't find it that like helpful, to be honest.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it's because a lot of what we were being told, like, it's kind of stuff that we already knew in a way.
Yeah.
Like stuff that we kind of, I guess, people like find things out on their own. So like, for example, like education on like not basically how to manage drink, these types of things. I think they were trying to prepare us for like uni. But I feel like with that stuff, I don't know, like
before you even got to sixth form, that's crazy.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, I guess it's useful. Maybe some people didn't know things like this, but I think using that time, banking, you know, investment, it would be good to know about these types of things. I know they can't do everything.
Yeah.
But a lot of even the economy, like economics, and business teachers, like it would be good for them to shed a bit of light on what they know about like investing, all of this. I'm sure they probably covered it when they did their degrees. I don't know, but yeah, instead of talking about like I guess it's good, like what to do.
Mean,
the position.
It's like their job though, like to say the things. If they don't say that because they were talking about all of these other things, and then everyone now fails the class, bro. The teacher's getting
it's true. It's true, but I was just saying, like, yeah, I don't know. I think it was useful, but we can make it a bit more like relevant.
Yeah. Probably. It probably needs a bit of looking at and fine tuning in terms of the topics that they teach. Anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
But I guess speaking about secondary school, what was your like secondary school experience like from like your sixth form?
Lol, look, why am I laughing?
The people, they don't even know where you're from, so like,
is it? Oh yeah, the people don't know. Okay, I'll do like a whistle stop tour of like my background. Yeah, we need a real. Okay, sorry. That will do. Yeah, cool. So okay. So I was born in London, but I didn't. Don't do this. This guy is jealous because he's from MK.
No. How can you help me up?
Anyway,
why would I be jealous?
Let me finish. Let me land.
I was born in Nige.
Let me be landing.
Born in Nige.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah.
In London, so.
I always feel like you were born in Ireland because I know you went to school there.
Yeah, but I was actually born in Nige. Born in Nige.
Sorry. Lagos.
Yeah. Nah.
No, actually, you're from Abu. Yeah, let me not.
That's another city in Nigeria, yes, but that is not my city.
Okay, let me not say it.
My city's in the east, man.
Okay.
PH City, Port Harcourt.
Okay,
Repping. Let's go.
Cool. So yeah, born in London. I'm just doing a quick. Born in London, moved to Oxford, then moved to Peterborough, which is where we live now. Why are you? Nah, your face, yeah.
What do you mean my face?
You're just looking at me like, yeah.
No.
lying.
The people are gonna be watching this and they're gonna be thinking, what's she talking about?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
I'm just
Okay,
listening to you
no
in
worries.
conversation.
No
Next time,
worries.
when you talk, I'll just look that way. Yeah.
No, it's because you were looking at me like,
You were doing that at the start. I was cooking. I'm thinking this girl's just. It's like it's her. She's like it's her podcast. She's just talking to the camera. I'm just here.
Yeah, was I not supposed to be?
I mean,
yeah, I've improved.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
I felt like a handbag. I felt like an accessory.
If I scream, I already provided the laughs.
Nah, it wasn't enough.
Okay,
I needed
you wanted a bit.
I needed a chorus.
Okay.
I needed a chorus.
Okay. I don't even know what I was saying.
You said Peterborough, where we live now.
Okay, P-Town. If you know, you know. Personally,
no one knows.
please,
no one knows.
Let me not lie. No one knows about Peterborough. It's very like it's like, I don't know. It's quite a small town in Cambridgeshire. Even town, like, I don't even know if it qualifies as that. I don't really know. It's supposed to be a city actually, but it's a town. There we go. Because it's quite small.
It's supposed to be a city.
Yeah.
All I know
like, it's about Milton Keynes is the IKEA. I can't lie. That's all I really know. Yeah.
I mean, first.
Tumbleweed. I mean, maybe you can explain.
No. That's Aki's in Bletchley. You just need to explore
Bletchley.
more. Yeah.
Okay.
Bletchley's like a part of Milton Keynes. Like, that's an
okay.
area.
Yeah.
But like, come to it. I feel like people only see like certain areas. Like even when they're on the coach going to London, like they'll stop off in Newport Pagnell, and it's like, like come to MK properly.
Oh, okay. Do you know what? I actually probably should give it a chance. I've not probably been. Yeah, like
come to MK9. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, is that where? Wait, where are you actually? Maybe you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say where I am.
Yeah, okay.
MK9 is like the city center region. Though.
Oh, okay.
That's why I can say that though.
Fair enough. But yeah, so I went to school in Peterborough. So Peterborough, I would say it's like it's diverse, definitely. But my school, I wouldn't necessarily say that my year group was the most diverse. So I was
Talk to him.
Yeah, like it was hectic, to be honest with you. I think at the time I was obviously you go to school, like you know, but like kind of looking back, and I guess as I was like maturing, and I'm talking about secondary school at this point. Even primary school as well, but more so secondary school, because you're more conscious of it. And so, like growing up, you know, I wasn't really surrounded by people that necessarily looked like me, especially like females. There was like a sprinkle of ethnic, or specifically black, like males, but there was like 3, to be honest, in my year. There was 3. Let me not lie.
That's a sprinkle.
A sprinkle, like there wasn't that many girls. It was me and another girl, so it was 2 of us, and then she even left. So yeah, there wasn't really that many.
But is Peterborough like that as a
So that's
town?
the thing. It was my school specifically, because it was the best state school in Peterborough. So no, it was quite like I had to do a test to get in there. Like it was that kind of school.
It was like a grammar school then.
Yeah, but it was a grammar school without the grammar part, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think I.
Do you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I follow you.
But yeah, so I think being in that environment, I would say like at the beginning I wasn't really conscious of it, because that had kind of been the case in primary school anyway. But then I think as I was like maturing, growing, being in a space where like no one around you necessarily like has the same culture as you, has the same upbringing, same values, same like outlook on life. It was like, I think it took me a while to kind of get to the point where I was like, oh, actually, like, yeah, this isn't really giving what it should give, because I think there's so much like assimilation that you do when you're in that space and you've been in that space for a long time. Like you almost have to become, because I guess, okay, what I've learned, especially being at uni, is like you kind of like discover who you are, especially coming to university, being in your own space. You kind of learn a lot about yourself, especially even with like recent events like COVID and all of that. In that year, I learned so much about myself, discovered myself a lot, which I think a lot of people did, not to be like cliche or whatever, but yeah. So I think
was cliche,
very. But I think going to school in that space, I've realized that I felt like I had to be like a version of myself that was like, you know, acceptable in that space where everybody around you is very wealthy, like, you know, quite posh. I don't know, posh maybe could be a word that you could use for it, but just you feel like you have to like assimilate upwards in order to like keep up with everybody else in every way. So academically, just in terms of general knowledge, like every way. And then obviously like there's that pressure, like I don't know, like African aunties and uncles, they always be saying this, mums and dads, they always say like you have to, as a black individual, you have to put in like 10 times more work and all of that. So yeah, like obviously I can't lie, I did see that kind of come to light when I was in that space, but I don't think it was necessarily like I wouldn't really say like it was as a result of like the way, I don't know, it's quite a hard one to explain, because I think when you're in that space, like you don't really realize it, especially when it's something you've just been in. But it's now that I've come out of that and I've kind of like looking back, I'm like, oh wow, like actually I know that I would have personally benefited from being around people who I could relate to a lot more, because I felt like I had to change who I was in order to be like accepted. You know what I mean? So I think in that sense it kind of can affect like the way that you see yourself, because you're always like striving to be this, like you kind of have like, you feel like there's an expectation you have to meet. So you're like always, oh okay, what should I do next to meet that, you know? So you're always like striving, running. So I think in that sense, like that made secondary school a bit long because it's just like you're always having to like be someone. You always have to like meet an expectation. If you're not meeting it, it's like, what do I do next? Like you always like, you kind of have to calculate your every move. And I feel like this can kind of rob you of like the enjoyment of the experience, because I can't lie, I had good memories from secondary school, but like when you're like always having to like come home, like second guess yourself, plan, okay, the way I behave, am I going to be like, you know,
wait, so you used to plan your behaviors in advance? Or?
No, that's not what I mean. I feel like I need to explain it properly. It's not about planning your behavior in advance, but it's like
I felt like Oprah. I thought I was about to get a sound. Were you silenced? Or
it's not like that. It's not like it's not that thing. It's just more like, because you're aware that you're different and you're aware that like things don't work in the same way for you. It's not like it's just because of the system, like things don't work in the same way. So you have to think ahead. You have to kind of like be on job all the time, if that makes sense.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Would you say that's also the case? Like, because I mean, that might, I don't know if that's the case for you at this uni, but like, you know, when people come to uni as well, do you think that it's possible that can also be the case, even though like you can actually choose who you're around and like you're actually like, you can spend a lot more time on your own, for example? Like, do you think?
I think it just depends on. I think. So wait, can you rephrase your question?
I probably, it was probably like a whirlwind. No, but I was just basically asking, like, do you think like that phenomena still occurs like at certain universities, like as well?
I think it can. Like, especially at unis. Like, I'm not gonna like call it unis or anything like that. Like, it's not that.
But you guys know the unis.
Yeah,
it ain't this one though.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the case here for me personally. I think another thing though is it can be very subject dependent, because for some subjects, I'm not gonna lie, there's a less like ethnic representation. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
To be honest, I feel like it's a lot of like, I guess there's a lot less in every course. Yeah. But then in certain courses, there's like a lot less.
Yeah, definitely. And so even in my course now, I can't lie, I'm not gonna pretend, it can be a bit like, I'm looking around like, okay.
Yeah, nah.
You know, and it's like, okay, that's okay, because I have friends from like other courses and it's okay.
Yeah.
But I think that when you're at uni, it's like a massive, it's like a whole world in itself, like a whole scope. So it's like you're surrounded by people who don't even necessarily even live, like international students. They're like from all over the country, all over the world. So it's like a bigger space.
Yeah.
So it's harder to feel like different, or like, it's harder to feel like, oh my gosh, like, wow, like I'm so different, because you're surrounded by people from all walks of life. So I think it doesn't mean to say like, oh, there can't be that sense of feeling like pressure to be somebody, or like to be like that representation of yourself. But like, I think because of the scope of university, it can definitely reduce that pressure a lot more. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But what about you though? Because obviously you're like in a very like similar-ish position. I guess as a male, it might be different.
What, in terms of like in what, my secondary school or like now? So like
secondary school and now, like, do you think, because you grew up in MK, and I can't lie, I think it's pretty diverse there, no?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I thought you were about to go the opposite way, because I feel like a lot of people, they usually will think, oh, like, are there black people in Milton Keynes? Like, that's like when I tell people, so sometimes that's their reaction, and I just like laugh, because bro, is there?
No, literally.
Come on now.
I feel like it depends where you are, though. That's what I've heard.
What, in Milton Keynes?
Yeah. That's what I've heard. I don't know, though.
I don't know, because like, so in terms of like where you live and like your estate, it may be, but then by the time you go to like the shops, like you're gonna see, you're gonna see people.
Yeah,
so.
That's fair. Yeah,
Or like just when you're doing activities, when you're in the city, like when you're just doing anything, like you will just see people again. So
yeah.
So in MK, like I think the school I went to was actually interesting, because I think the first one I went to, because I went to 2 schools in secondary school. The first one I went to was like very diverse, like off the jump. So I kind of like I remember like then I was still kind of fresh, still a bit fresh. Like this was year 7.
Okay, what,
so
from Ireland or from Nigeria?
Nah, from Ireland, I guess. And just like being just a nerdy kind of guy, like I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, so I was there and I kind of like learned some things from there and like built my personality up in a way. I made some friends as well. But then when I moved to the next school, my parents wanted me to go there.
Yeah. Why? Was it because it was better?
Yeah, on the rankings and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Even though some things they did was questionable. But it was cool. But yeah, so I got there and like it wasn't like there wasn't that many black people in my year. Like almost only. It was kind of weird.
That's what happened with me. Oh,
like so my year was just kind of. I mean, to be fair, like year 7 to year 11, there was like, I guess maybe like 10 to 15 of us.
Okay.
Maybe there was a bit more, but yeah, it was a really weird thing. But like the younger years, it's the black population just kept increasing.
Okay.
And like by the time I got to like year 11, bro, I felt like I was just. It was just like normal. Like it was just, so I'd say like I've never really probably experienced that. And then in terms of like uni, I probably experienced it more at uni because the like proportions are, well, I think maybe at the beginning, probably not so much now, but definitely at the beginning, because I didn't know anyone before I came here.
Oh, okay.
So like
same. To be fair,
I just hung out with my flatmates at first. Obviously they're from all kinds of different places and stuff, like, so just different cultures and ideologies like coming together. Yeah. And no, they're great people, to be fair. But yeah, I just felt like maybe I just didn't mesh completely. Yeah. And then like I remember like joining the football team and going to like a couple of their socials. Like again, like I'm talking to some of them. Like some of them are like sound like love them. Like we can just talk as normal. It's fine. Yeah. But like some of them, like I can just feel like
it's not just like
like there's a gap there. And one thing I feel like I hate doing is pretending.
Same.
Like I hate pretending like to try and fit. And then like obviously I know like there needs to be effort sometimes, but
it's also not by force.
Yeah, like I just like I'd rather be my authentic self sometimes and just move that way, to be fair. But no, like it's been interesting anyway, and just speaking to people. I really find it interesting that you can meet people from literally anywhere in the country. Like in school, everyone's like from the same place. Like we're all from the same city. Like I see you all the time. It's whatever. But here, like you chat to someone from Malaysia. I talk to someone from Liverpool. There's someone from like Surrey.
Literally
like,
everywhere.
That sounds like, why am I fangirling over uni in the second year? But
no,
like,
literally, but it's true though.
Yeah,
definitely.
On the music, like ain't enabled, but it's calling my name, so you know I have to do this. Said I'm the best, so sit back and watch me prove it. Watch me prove it. I'll be